Ever since 9/11, atheist authors have used religious violence as a major impetus for their own war on religion. As an example, that can be extracted from the title alone, consider Christopher Hitchens' book, God is Not Great: How Religion Poisons Everything. Their conclusions are generally twofold: 1, that religion is bad, and 2, that religion is consequently false. But terrorist attacks and other religious violence don't tell us those two things at all. In a world where such violence is increasingly becoming an issue, and where atheists are increasingly using that issue to challenge any notion of God, it's important that we understand how to think critically about such claims. Note that this isn't even about Islam specifically, it's simply about what a person can or cannot conclude about religion based on the existence of religiously motivated violence. Here's what we should understand about the two erroneous conclusions, that religion is bad and religion is false. 1. That religion is bad. I will be honest with you, I find it very difficult to understand why otherwise intelligent people make the seemingly obvious logical error of proclaiming that religion is a bad thing based on the morally grievous actions of any particular religious people. In fact, if you're unaware that this is a common claim by atheists, that violence attributable to religious people shows religion is a bad thing in general, you might wonder why I even need to explain it here. But, rest assured, this is an argument many atheists put forth, and one that people are sure to eventually encounter. We can establish why such an argument holds no logical weight with 3 basic points. First, the word religion simply means the belief in and worship of God or gods, a system of religious beliefs and practices. Depending on your criteria for grouping belief systems, there are several hundred to several thousand religious groups in the world. The beliefs of these groups are extremely wide-ranging. It is logically impossible to make an evaluation of how moral religion is in general, when religion is simply a collective term for thousands of different beliefs. Most evaluative statements using the bucket term religion, therefore, are meaningless. Second, even if we focus on one specific religion for the sake of argument, it does not logically follow that we can make moral judgments about that religion based on the actions of specific individuals who claim to hold that worldview. Those individuals may or may not have been acting in accordance with the instructions of their religion. The appropriate question for moral evaluation is, what are the instructions of that religion? Third, once you drill down to the actual instructions of a given religion, you have to have some kind of basis for moral evaluation. In other words, when we ask the question, is this religion morally good? We have to have a definition of morality. Interestingly, it is usually atheists who question the morality of religion. Yet atheists have no objective basis for defining morality. With no moral authority such as God, everyone's opinion on morality is of equal value. If there is no objective basis for morality, it is meaningless to say religion is morally bad. Except in one's personal opinion. You can evaluate evidence as to whether or not a given religion is true, but you cannot claim that it is objectively immoral. 2. That religion is false. Stating that religion is a morally bad thing, see the first point, is often just the first step in the broader argument that the history of religious violence demonstrates God-based religion is false. That God does not exist, because he would not permit such evil in his name. Once again, we can show how this does not logically follow by looking at 3 basic points. First, this really is not as much a question about faith-based violence, as it is about the broader problem of evil. Why is there any evil or suffering permitted in the world? Even if no one committed violence in the name of God, this difficult question would still have to be answered, so it is important to identify it as the real issue to address. Second, the stated problem of evil truly is difficult, but it is not without answers. As it is traditionally stated, the problem is this. If God is all good, he would eliminate evil. If God is all powerful, he could eliminate evil, but evil still exists, so how can the existence of evil be reconciled with the existence of God? While it remains a tough question, it is one that theologians and philosophers have answered in varying ways for centuries. to casually dismiss God's existence, due to the problem of evil, without having investigated some of those thoughtful answers, is, frankly, naive. There have been whole blogs posted explaining such answers. Hundreds of apologetics sites are written on such topics, such as the problem of evil, the killing of the Canaanites, the history of Christian violence, and the questions of biblical slavery, rape, and human sacrifice in books and on the Internet. And on this site in the future. Third, as in the last bullet of point 1, an atheist has no objective basis for labeling something evil. If some things are objectively wrong and not just a matter of opinion, that is actually evidence for the existence of God. A moral lawgiver,